I freaking love Gigan. Hello everybody, this is Godzilla here, and today I'm going to review my number one favourite kaiju from the Godzilla franchise, the original 1972 Showa Gigan. Now I have reviewed Gigan before, which was the Bandai Creations model, back in early 2017. The link to that video is in the description below, if you wish to check it out. However, this is the Japanese Bandai Movie Monster Series version, a figure that I would have gotten many years ago, but I'll save all that for later. Also this year, 2022, happens to be the 50th anniversary of the character, so it makes sense that I purchased the Movie Monster Series figure of him and review it before the year is out, even though it's just begun, but I digress. Gigan's first appearance was in the 12th entry of the Showa series Godzilla vs. Gigan, which originally was going to be called Godzilla vs. the Space Monsters, Earth Defense Directive, and then it was changed to The Return of King Ghidorah, and despite the movie being a mixed bag, i.e. some like it and others don't, Gigan himself would go on to become a fan favourite character and would appear a year later in Godzilla vs. Megalon and episode 11 of Zone Fighter, Close Call, aka The Roar of Godzilla. Now on to the figure itself. As I said earlier, I've reviewed the American version a few years ago, and I said that it was a fantastic figure, and while I still think that, I'm sorry to say that the Bandai Movie Monster Series has just nailed it, and it's a fantastic representation of the kaiju, even though it's only a vinyl. And you can tell that this is the original 72 incarnation of the alien cyborg. Going by what I'm about to say, I actually prefer the Movie Monster Series Gigan over the Bandai Creations model. You have what appear to be the creases that recreate the suit. The spines, wings, whatever you like to call them, are pointy, like they were in the movie, and look like actual sails, where BC's around and don't look convincing that they could ever lift him off the ground. The buzzsaw, or universal cutter, I didn't make that up, that's what it's really called according to TohoKingdom.com, is present. The tail unfortunately lacks the point at the end, but how many of us face our Gigan figures backwards? His neck is long compared to BC's, which looks thick. From a distance his beak does appear to be closed, but if you look closely, you can see teeth. So Gigan has his beak open, and his eye looks more lethal and capable at firing out lasers, unlike BC's eye that looks annoyed. I will say that Gigan's eye always reminded me of the visors of Sligs from the Oddworld franchise, so I wonder if the visors of Sligs were meant to be a reference to Gigan or not. I don't really have that many complaints on the figure, other than the area between his legs seems to be squashed. Not sure if it was like that on the actual suit or not, but it kinda does look awkward, and the spikes on his tail should be silver and not gold. I did have a look at pictures of the real Gigan just to make sure. Now, date back to the year 1998, the same year that the Romulan-era Godzilla movie from TriStar was in theatres. It was during this time when the original Bandai Movie Monster Series Gigan was released, and at the same time its Gashapon counterpart came out. I would have gone for the figure on its first release, however when it originally came out, it had a blue colour scheme, which to be fair, in some promotional images, Gigan does appear to be blue. Not sure if the suit itself was blue, but due to certain lighting, it seemed to be a green colour, and because of this the public assumed that he was green. Either that or he was always planned to be green, long before the suit was made, but again, due to lighting, he appears to be blue, and as a result someone working for Bandai believed that Gigan was blue, and this is why the original model was blue. However, even though I did like the figure from the start, but what put me off from getting it was the fact that Gigan was blue, where I'd always known Gigan to be green. It's what I grew up with, hence why I bought the Revoltech and Bandai Creations instead. 7 years later, 2004, was the 50th anniversary of the franchise, and to celebrate the occasion, Bandai released the Godzilla Memorial box set, which contained 14 incarnations of Godzilla, 15 if you count Godzillasaurus, and a few other kaiju to go alongside the king. One of them was Gigan himself, but with a new paint scheme. However, instead of green that he should have been, he was this time black. One of the Godzilla figures that came out of the set appeared to be painted green that looks like it was made for Gigan, which makes me wonder if there was a cock-up at the factory and Godzilla was painted green instead of black. However, 2018 came along, Bandai re-released Gigan again, but this time he was wearing his iconic green colour scheme, which I think looks much better, and in my eyes it screams Gigan. So let's do size comparisons. Here he is with the 64 Godzilla, aka Mosagoji, and then Gear Switchy towers over, and here's his partner in crime from his debut movie, King Ghidorah. A wrong incarnation of the character, but you get the idea. Here he is with Mechagodzilla, Gorosaurus, who was reviewed on New Year's Day, link is in the description, and of course his Bandai Creations counterpart, link below. So final thoughts on the Bandai Movie Monster Series Gigan. Even though I do like the Bandai Creations Gigan a lot, and I'll be keeping him in the collection forever, I will have to say that the Japanese figure is the far more superior model. And if you were to ask me which figure of Gigan is worth getting, I would have to say this one. But Gigan did look a little wider in Godzilla vs Megalon, just like the BC version. So if you want to have two Gigan figures, one to represent 72 and another to represent 73, then by all means go for both. That's what many folks say. However, like I said, the Bandai Movie Monster Series Gigan is the far more dominant model. And to the character himself, happy 50th birthday Gigan. This is Dragonzilla signing out. Take care and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.